Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Sawk here, and today I'm bringing you guys my PCL Week 4 game against Miticus and his Boston Beedrills. It is the Battle of the Beedrills time. And going into this game, if you guys did not see my team builder, be sure to check it out. It went up yesterday. Be sure to check out Miticus. His link will be one of the links down below right away. He's a very cool guy. He hosts a couple of cool leagues, including the APA, which I'm sure a couple of you have heard of. But with that, I digress. He is currently 1-2 -10. He has not been playing his best Pokemon as of recently, and I have not either going into this game 1-2 -2. One of us is going to get to positive, and one of us is going to drop to 1-3. And I really don't want to be 1-3 in this really competitive league. But with that said, going into the team matchup here, I noticed Victini, and I noticed my switch-ins to that are very limited just in my team. Gastrodon's my best answer, but if he gets one prediction right and Gastrodon goes down, it could be downhill just from there. So, in my initial thought, I'm like, okay, I want to get Spikes up to pressure Victini so it can't come in as much as possible. Try to get Spikes up, try to get Toxic Spikes up. So I thought Roserade was a pretty safe lead. I knew Genesect was going to be really, really key. If I can get the Celesteela about half health, I can possibly just outright win. And if I can just eliminate the Crocodile, I know that I have a very, very solid chance, as long as it's not Scarf Victini. Scarf Victini just kind of tears his team a new one, if you know what I mean. But with that being said, let's get right into the game. So have fun, Miticus. Hope this game looks well. As we do get that game started here, we are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Miticus. And as we can see right here, he is going to lead off with Victini. Now, knowing this, I outright cannot let this thing take any damage. I am not Sash, and I don't want this thing to die to V-Create. So, predicting the V-Create, I am going to pull a hard swap into my Gastrodon here. As we do see young Squeezy come on out, the MVP, and he does click Energy Ball turn 1. So turn 1, he gets a prediction right, knowing I play very aggressively. He's just going to Oko me, and Gastrodon is going to go down for the first death. Now, that's a very, very tough play, because this was my main answer. I am going to go into my Blacephalon here, scaring it out with maybe a Specs Shadow Ball. He is going to swap out into his Rotom here. And just seeing the switch, I'm like, alright, Spit F Rotom. It's a very nice counter to Blacephalon, as that Shadow Ball does not do a whole hell of a lot, maybe like 25% maximum. I'm going to swap out knowing I cannot risk this, because this is one of my ways of just breaking through his team. I am going to go into my Roserade here, as he does go for the nice Volt Switch, which is a very solid play on his part. He's reading me very well, knowing that I like to play aggressive. And so he's going to go into his own Victini again, trying to get some more damage off. And I am just going to sack the Roserade here, as Blue Flare does come out and Roserade does come down. So he is a very much mixed, he is a very special Victini, as I am going to go into my Blacephalon one more time, trying to scare this out one more time. But knowing his initial switch in his Rotom, I am going to go for a Calm Mind here to try to set up and maybe do some damage, maybe counter, get a couple of Mons dead. That'd be very nice. I am going to go for that Calm Mind, as we can see. So Blacephalon getting to +1/+1 in special attack and Spit F respectively. As you can see, I do get those boosts. So I'm going to try to do as much damage as I can, but first I know I need to live as much as I can. So I do get another Calm Mind up, so I will be +2. Now, a +1 Shadow Ball does not do a KO the Rotom from here, as he does go for the Hydro Pump. And he does hit, and it does just over half, so I know I cannot take another one. And I need damage off. I need as much damage as I can. So I am going to Shadow Ball here just for damage, as I do get it down to the red HP. However, he does Hydro Pump and he does hit both of them, and Boxcar, the Blacephalon, will go down as well. Now, it's not looking good for your Bewares. At this point, I'm like, oh, shenanigans. I kind of lose here, don't I? I've lost all my win cons besides my Genesect, and I need to start killing things. So I do come in and I do get the special attack raised. As you guys can see by my red drive up there, I do have that. I do go for the Rock Polish here, knowing that if he Will-O-Wisp, it's fine. I'm special anyway. He does go for the Discharge. I think if he parried here, I just probably would have forfeited, because I would have lost at that point. But he does not get the para, thankfully. I do go for the Charge Beam. This is a +1 Charge Beam to a Rotom. It's dead, especially since it's neutral effective, as the Rotom will faint and drop. So it's not a 6-0, boys. He does go into a Celesteela here. Now, I could have went for a Charge Beam here, and it would have done around 60%. But then if Celesteela clicks Flamethrower, since I'm already around half HP, Genesect will go down. So I have to click Technoblast here, because I have to kill a Celesteela if I want any chance. I wanted to get up another special attack raise. That way a +3 Technoblast can possibly KO a Victini from where it's at. However, like I said, I have to click Technoblast here because I cannot risk this dying, because this is my way of winning now. As I do click that Technoblast, and it does just Oko the Celesteela. Now, Z Roleplay Beware is just kind of fish in the water here. It still does a decent amount of work, but if I want to get something, I'd probably have to trace the Amungus's Regenerator. I do go for the Technoblast here on the Victini, knowing that I have to get as much damage off as possible, as we do see this cool Technoblast animation come on through. It does not even do half, as Victini does Victini things, base 100 all across the board. It does just click Blue Flare, and Genesect, Josh Hader, my boy, sadly, will drop. So Hader picks up two kills here, as Andy decides to come on in. Now, I have a couple of plays here. I can click Toxic, I can click Nightshade, I can click Roost. Knowing that I'm very much Spadef 1, I can take a Blue Flare. However, I really don't want to. I want to get as much damage off on this Victini as possible, so Beware has a chance after the Z roleplay. It has a chance, keyword, especially if he's Specs, not Scarf. However, I do believe to be Scarf Victini out there, as it's just a scary Pokemon, especially when it's Scarf. He is going to pull a nice play here and swap out into his Crocodile, as I do click the Nightshade. I wanted to click Toxic, however, I think Nightshade is a better play here, as Crocodile is a very, very bulky boy. I do click that Nightshade, get a kind of cool animation off. I do get some decent 50%. I do get, not 50%, oh boy, I get 50 damage off. I am going to Toxic here, just to try to start wearing this thing down so it can't stay in forever, hoping that it does not knock me out with a knock off. But it's a Crocodile. It hits so goddamn hard, as Xatu will go down, and it is now Beware versus the world. Now this is the point. I do realize he's Life Orb, plus the Toxic does start wearing him down, so Beware has a chance. However, I don't think I want to trace this Intimidate, because if anything, I think maybe something like Landorus's Sheer Force would be the best possible thing, even though I'm not really sure about that. Now, this is the point where I realized I can't click a Z move, and I was looking around in my summary in my party, and I realized I forgot to give Beware the Psychium Z when I was getting it traded over. So he does go into his Amoonguss here, as I do just click Earthquake, trying to get some damage off on that Crocodile, maybe trying to predict a Victini, trying to get the rolls in my favor, as he does just go into a very safe play in Amoonguss. And this is looking really, really bad for your Minnesota Twinneedles. I do go for the Frustration here. This is just a frustrating game. Beware's frustrated, I'm frustrated. He does go for a Giga Drain here, getting some chip off, recovering some of that HP back, as he does get his Black Sludge leftovers as well. And Beware is just going to just start clicking more moves. I do click Frustration again, because like I said, this game is just so frustrating. Beware's letting out all my anger for it. He does go for the Synthesis here, playing the very safe game, wanting to preserve the 4-0 differential, trying to get his differential up. But he does get that leftovers back, and he does get over half health, so we know this Frustration cannot kill, even if it's a crit. So I do go for the Frustration one more time, just trying to get as much damage off, because I know this game's over. He does click Giga Drain here, as I do get that. Now he realizes he needs to preserve differential, because if he wins, when he wins this, he'll be 2-2 -4, which is not a bad differential at all. He does swap out his Amoonguss here. He does go into the Crocodile. He does get the Intimidate off, as you guys can see right here. There's the animation, Beware's attack fell, and I do click Frustration one more time, just trying to get damage off this Crocodile. It does take a decent bit of chip. The poison whittles it down as well. I'm just thinking, Beware, can you take one? Can you take one? It's an Earthquake from Stab Crocodile, which has a base high attack, and Beware cannot take it. So Beware will drop here, and that is the game. Your Minnesota Twinneedles will fall to 1-3 -6. So very good game to Miticus. I hope you all enjoyed the game. It was a very rough game. I didn't really have a game plan going into this, which was kind of my downfall. Since I didn't have a game plan, I was kind of playing willy-nilly. I didn't have an idea like, oh, okay, I need to whittle this down to this percent, whittle this down to this percent. But I learned a little bit about how I play and how it's pretty easy to predict. So going into my next game here, I do face Austin and his Lawrence Talon Flames, and he is the commissioner of the PCL. So it'll be a commissioner versus me battle. So I'm hoping that I cannot be his first win, as he is currently 0-4. I want to say like -10. So like as bad as differential as Miticus was at when we first started this game. But he won. GG to Miticus. Go check him out. He's a very cool guy. He is a very, very good battler. He does, like I said, he runs a couple cool leagues. So be sure to check out Miticus. Be sure to check him out. With that, I think I'm out of here today, guys. Peace out, Scouts.